Hey, good afternoon. This is a quick, hopefully, impromptu live based on a training, seminar, workshop I just attended out here in Inglewood. I am Jamesia Jonay, wearing my 5th group realty and management hat. Good afternoon, everybody. This will be a fairly quick live. The live is entitled They Need to Do Something, and then the question is, who are they? So I just sat through a seminar. Hi Anthony, Jacqueline, John, Michelle, Shan or Sean. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Shan. Sean, thank you. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize. So I just sat through a presentation on crowdfunding for businesses. So I'll share one thing that I learned that was like an aha moment, and then I'll get to the title of the video, but it all goes together. Good afternoon, Kanika. So one of the aha moments that I had was investing in businesses for the average person in Illinois, right, and federally was basically illegal, right? The only people who could legally invest in a business to get equity, or get shares in a business, invest in the business of a stranger, were individuals who earned over $200,000 a year, or married couples who earned over $300,000 a year. So that kind of helped to explain a part of that wealth gap that we've been seeing. So basically what the government was telling people who make under $200,000, or couples who make under $300,000 a year, let's say you make $150,000 a year, you technically aren't as smart as someone who makes $200,000 a year, so you cannot on your own invest in a startup organization, right? However, someone who worked for like a Microsoft or Facebook that may have invested or got shares that knew Bill Gates or knew Zuckerberg, if you have a personal relationship, you can invest in a business. But if you did not have a personal relationship, if you didn't make $200,000 as a single person or $300,000 as a married couple, you could not invest in a business that you knew nothing about. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Knick-Knack. So that's the first thing. So the event that I attended was crowdfunding for businesses. So as of January 2017, it is illegal to equity. Let me use the proper terms. It is legal to do equity crowdfunding for your business. There is donation-based crowdfunding out there, right? Like GoFundMe, Kickstarter, and different things like that. You can go out there and say, oh, give me some money for this cause. That you could do. And if someone gives you money to start a business without getting anything in return, hey, you know, that's on them. That's between you all. However, as of January 2017, it is now legal to equity crowdfund in Illinois. Or you have the choice to do some federal crowdfunding. I'm not going to get into all of that. I just sat through the presentation. I am in no way an expert, but if anybody is watching that is thinking about starting a business and you may live on the south side, I will say reach out to Greater Inglewood's SBDC, Small Business Development Center. It's located 815 West 63rd Street in Inglewood. It's in the U.S. Bank building on the corner of 63rd and Halstead. They help with business plans. They provide a lot of free services, free, if you're interested in starting a business. And then once you start that business, if you're interested in equity doing equity crowdfunding. They can point you in the right direction. There is only one company right now in Illinois that provides equity crowdfunding, and they are True Crowd, TRU Crowd. So if you want to research that information, you can. If you want me to send you the presentation that I received, inbox me your email and I'll send you the presentation about True Crowd. This is for individuals who are interested in starting a business. And I'm going to get to the title of my video. I'm sorry, but I am a sharer. So Florence Hardy, black woman, is the CEO of True Crowd. Someone asked, is it a black owned company? Yes, True Crowd. One word though, not two words, one word. It is not a black owned company. However, a black woman is the CEO. She's a MBA. She's a lawyer. There are only 3 employees at the organization. I don't know if that 3 includes the owner. The owner is actually a foreign gentleman. He is a U.S. citizen, but he's from Czech, and he has another funding business for those interested in investing in marijuana-based businesses. It's called Fundana. Don't hold me to the spelling. I'll Google it after I leave. And then there is also a real estate-based one that I'm interested in researching more about. But anyway, getting to the title of the video, they need to do something. Who are they? This is something that Florence said. This is something that many people have said. Yes, one word. Many people have said, and not to be over technical, it doesn't matter. The T is actually lowercase and the C is capital. But yes, it's True Crowd. So Florence was doing her presentation and she said, I'm tired of people saying they need to do something. And then she said, who is they? She said, what would be better is we need to do something. We are going to do something, right? Yes, True Crowd, Shan. So she provided an example. There is a theater, I wrote down the name, King Theater, can't forget that, King or King's Theater in downstate Illinois, right? So let's think about the Regal Theater over there on, what is that, like 79th off of Stony Island. So downstate Illinois, King's Theater closed down, shut down, but there are people that live there, right? So some of the individuals who live in that community decided, we, not they, we are going to do something. We are going to get together. We are going to start a company, and we are going to do reward-based crowdfunding. So there's something called reward-based crowdfunding, where, so they had individuals in that area, and this isn't the exact example. King's Theater is the exact example. What type of rewards they gave, I don't know. And they said, hey, people in this community, this is an eyesore in our community. We are going to do something about it, right? We would like for you all in our community to help us, emphasis, we, our, us, to help us revitalize this theater in our community. So that's what happened. The people in the community invest. They gave whatever they could, $100, whatever the minimum investment was asking, whatever the maximum investment was asking, they gave. And they revitalized the theater in their community. Now, because people in the community invested in the community, they patronize the business in their community. They're taking their family to that theater. Why? Because they invested in it. So they are invested in seeing it succeed, right? Am I saying that that is the solution for your neighborhood or my neighborhood or the hood? I'm not saying that's the only solution, but I am saying, and I've said it before, we need to think in terms of we. They are not going to save us or them. or certain communities. If the government was going to save us or them, they would have did it already, right? But we have. How do I know that we have? There was a study, it's an old study. It was from like 2010 in my area. So I grew up in the 60651, right? And in 2010, people in the 60651 spent $20 million on lottery tickets. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe somebody wants some money, you want to gamble, fine. But the lottery is an example of crowdfunding. All of these people are putting money in the pot in the hopes of winning something. Well, not crowdfunding, but I think you get my gist. Whereas equity crowdfunding, let me not yell at y'all. Whereas equity crowdfunding, investors own a piece of the company, right? And then if that organization is giving dividends or whatever it is, you get some sort of return based on whatever the terms are that the company sets up. But the basis and title of this video, I just spent $30 on the lottery. You know what? To each his own. If you do or you don't, I will say twos and fews, a 20 here, a 30 there. It can add up. $20 every week is $1,040 at the end of the year, right? So if you don't have $1,000 at the end of 2017, but then it's like, okay, I played this 30, I might be able to win $5,000. If gambling is your thing, by all means, you know, gamble. However, back to the point, so I'll say it again because a few people joined. We, right? So Southern Illinois, downstate Illinois, eyesore movie theater, the community came together. Some individuals came together and started a business. And then they asked the other people in the community to give to the business to revitalize that theater. So instead of having an empty theater that isn't up and running like a Regal Theater on the south side of Chicago, the community got together to revitalize that theater. And now, instead of having an eyesore in their community or a place that attracts rats and bugs and derelicts, I think that's the right word, they now have a theater that they can patronize and use, right? So they are not coming to save us. We, in many ways, can be our solution. There are differing viewpoints and opinions on it. My thing is, just get it done. Just do whatever it is. But stop saying they need to do something. Who the hell is they? If they were going to do something, they would have did something already. We can't necessarily protest and picket to make them do something. What is it that we can do? We can put $5 together, right? If, let's say, for example, Chicago. If 100,000 people, follow me, right? If 100,000 people committed to giving $1 a day, it's 365 days in a year. I don't have my calculator, so I want you all to do the math, right? So if 1,000 people, 1,000, let me go lower, 100 people, 100 people commit to just $1 a day, 365 days in a year. 365 times 100 is 36,500. So if you got 1,000 people to give $1 a day, at the end of the year, you can have $365,000 to buy property in your hood, fix it and flip it. Right? It's property for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Start a business. One of the other things that the lady mentioned was 70% of small businesses create jobs or employment, right? So we need small businesses. So that's the point in crowdfunding. Now, she did quantify that and say on the federal level or whatever level it is, a small business can be, I want to say 500 employees I forget the numbers. But 80% of that 70% have 10 employees or less. So the thing is, how do you scale up your business to employ more people? Like, our solutions are entrepreneurship, but true small business and entrepreneurship, right? Not necessarily being self-employed, but an entrepreneur in a small business with a business plan, with an incorporated business, with an FEIN number, a business with a website, a real business, not a, hey, this is what I'm doing, email me on my Gmail, account business, a real business that can then employ other individuals to change the unemployment rate. And then now people have a job, and now we teach them how to save, and we teach them how to invest, and we revitalize our communities, right? Right. This isn't saying don't go to school. This isn't saying don't get a job out there in the world. But this is also saying that some of us have to create the businesses that will create the jobs to sustain the people in our community, or just in the world in general, right? Pepsi didn't start out with what it is today. McDonald's didn't start out to be what it is today, right? A business has to start somewhere. So, please, if you don't take anything else out of this video, if you say they need to do something, what is Trump doing for me? What did President Obama do for me? What is now your local alderman and your local congressman and your local people that you've elected in office? Go to their offices, stand on them, and demand some shit for your community because you elected them, right? And they should live in your community. So they are a part of your we, our, us, right? Because they have to live in the community in order to run in that community and be an elected official in that community. Stand on those leaders. Participate in those elections. Pay attention to them. Go and visit them. Let them know that if you don't do XYZ for this community, you won't get reelected next year. You won't have that check, right? But that's still that we, us, our. I won't get all political today, but I am coming to you from the Greater Inglewood Small Business Development Center. I'm sitting outside in my car. Wanted to do this live really quickly. I say mine will be quick, and they rarely are. I am Jamesia Jonay. I hope you got something out of this. Crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding is now legal in Illinois. If you are interested, you can Google True Crowd, TRUCROWD. They are the only company in Illinois that can legally provide equity crowdfunding. However, you don't have to solely do crowdfunding in your state. You can do federal crowdfunding, and then there are some other platforms out there. Do your research and your due diligence. If you are a small business owner, a business owner that has, you need to more so be a corporation. I failed to mention that a C Corp is the easiest entity there is to utilize equity funding. A S Corp can, some other corporations can, but based on how the law is written, it gets a little gray. So True Crowd prefers that someone coming to them or organization coming to them for crowdfunding is a C Corp. Okay? So I am Jamesia Jonay. They will not save us. Who are they? Unless they is we. We are they, we are us, we are them. We have what we need to take care of ourselves. Once our own personal basic needs are met, we have the ability to then truly focus on how we will help others. So just wanted to come to you quickly. Watch the live from the beginning to learn more about True Crowd, what they offer, and how you can find out about them and potentially utilize them. There is crowdfunding for real estate. I did not necessarily know that. Learned that today. Going to research that more. And finally, there's money out here, and there are people that are willing to invest in things that they feel passionate about, right? I am Jamisia Jonay. Thank you for tuning in. You all have a great day.